I'm coming back with another story. This time I'm telling you about a story when I was 15 years old, and when an older man tried to talk to me. I used to get off, and he used to see me get off the school bus every day. I used to get off the school bus right at these apartment complexes. It's a red light down the street. I used to get off the bus stop right there at the light, and he used to see me. He used to work at this apartment complex. He would see me get off of the school bus every day and would come to the gate and be like, hey, behind the gate, he'd talk to me and be like, hey, you know, how you doing? You look cute. He said, where you going? I said, I'm just getting off the school bus. I'm headed home. And he was like, why don't you give me your number? I was like, my mother's not going to allow you to call my house, because my mother didn't really allow too many people to call the house anyway. So the first couple of days, I would just pass by. Then every day he saw me, he would stop me. He asked me my name. He knew I told him my name, and I kept going. I was 15 years old. He asked me my age. I said, I'm 15 years old. How old are you? He said, I'm 30 years old. I said, you 30 years old? I'm a child. He said, it don't matter, age ain't nothing but a number, because I'm actually at the apartment complex that he worked at, and then I lived in another apartment complex right behind this apartment complex. So one day he saw that I was trying to avoid him. So one day he said to me, hey, Terry Ann, come here, let's go hang out. I said, I can't hang out with you. My mother not gonna let me hang out with no grown man, right? He was like, well, let me take you shopping. I said, take me shopping? I said, okay. So he was like, meet me across the street at such and such time. And my mother worked 2 jobs at the time, so I was like, okay, no problem. So he thought I lived in a different apartment complex, because there's 4 apartment complexes in the same area. So I lived in one, he worked in one, and he met me at the other one, because that's the one he thought I lived in, because that's what I told him, because I didn't want to give him no information about me. So the day that he told me he was going to take me shopping, I met him over there. He picked me up, and we went to Macy's, and literally he spent like $200 in Macy's just buying me clothes. He bought me clothes. He bought me 2 pair of sneakers. I remember one of them was a Nike. I can't remember what the other pair of sneakers was. And then he was like, when we got finished shopping, he dropped me back at the same place he picked me up. He was like, here's my phone number, call me later and we can go out to eat. I said, okay. I made sure that he drove off, ran home with the clothes that he gave me, never called him, never saw him again. And the best thing about this was my bus driver told me that the next day that they was going to change my bus stop. So my bus stop was literally changed the next day, so I didn't have to see him. So my bus stop got changed right in front of my apartment. And I was working at Arby's 2 years after this. I was 17 at the time. And Arby's is not too far. Who walks into Arby's that day? Him. And I remember his name till this day. His name was Owen. And he walked into Arby's. I had never seen him after that incident where he took me to Macy's, and he was like, Terry Ann, what's going on? He knew my name 2 years later. In my mind, I could never fathom a 30-year-old man trying to get with a 15-year-old child. I was a child, and you know, it happens to a lot of kids, and some kids get into that, and he could have easily, even with me when I got in a car with him, and he could have easily did anything to me. And I tell kids, don't get in the car with them. Don't do what I did as far as going shop. Don't do that. It's not worth it. These grown men need to leave kids, grown man or woman, because some of these grown women do it too. So don't let me just put it on man. Leave these little young kids alone and let kids be kids and stop trying to take kids' innocence. Again, thank you for listening to my crazy story. So I was talking to my boyfriend after I've talked about the incident where the older man, Owen, tried to talk to me. He was 30 years old. I was 15. And my boyfriend was saying, you know, when I went out and, you know, went shopping with him, you know, it could have really been an issue with me getting in a car with a stranger. And he's absolutely right. At the time, being 15, I didn't think about it. I just thought about a grown man saying, "Ho, I'm going to take you shopping." And I went and did the shopping. Now, I'm not a gold digger. And it could be a point where you might decide to go. And I thought about the incident because I didn't want to leave anybody, especially a child, thinking it was okay for me to take the items from him. And because he was definitely looking for something after that. And you know, I was blessed and safe, because it could have went a wrong way. It could have went to the fact that he told me to meet him at the apartment complex to take me shopping, and he didn't take me shopping, and he took me somewhere else and did something to me. I thank God that that wasn't the case in that situation. And you know, my boyfriend was like, you know, you got to tell kids that this is not something they should be doing. You know, I'm not glorifying the fact that he, you know, spent this money on me for shopping, because the money is definitely not worth your safety, your life, or anything else. I mean, I don't even understand what a 30-year-old man feel like he have in common with a 15-year-old child. So for him to even trying to get with me at that age, and I always, you know, he wasn't the first time I had seen a grown man trying to talk to me as a child. And I don't know if I looked mature when I was 15, but with his incident, he saw me actually coming off the school bus every day. I strongly suggest a child or anybody not to go out with a stranger. Even today, I'm in a relationship now, but like being older and I dated some people, I would never invite anybody to my house. I always meet people somewhere at a mutual location. I don't go back to their place. I always say, meet me here, I drive my car. They drive their own vehicle. I don't leave with them and think anything can happen. And I'm an adult. So as a child at 15, I definitely shouldn't have gone with him, because nobody ever knew that me and him was talking. Nobody ever saw me talking to him. I don't know if any of his co-workers ever saw him talking to me. I don't recall anybody ever seeing me and him. My mother didn't know anything. Until this day, my mother still don't know that I went out with this 30-year-old man at the age of 15. She could have think that I was getting clothes, and I would have been probably getting something else, because trafficking was and is strong right now. It is very, very strong right now with these sexual trafficking these young kids. Even adults are end up missing. So please don't. Anyway, I've asked you guys, be blessed, be safe, always follow your dreams. Please follow me on Instagram at TerriAnnTheWriter.com. Please go to my blog channel and read some of my crazy stories that I've come up with in my head, my crazy head. And my blog channel is TerriAnnTheWriter.com. That's TerryanN TheWriter.com. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Leave me some comments down below. I love you. Peace and be safe.